Good morning, RFW fans. First I would like to start off by saying we have to give some love to Dawn Stanley because she's done an incredible job. Since she got to North Carolina, she went undefeated. Not only that, but she faced a Hall of Fame coaches and she beat them. And they've been there a long time. They've been there a long time at their schools. Yes, Oriema built a dynasty at UConn. Correct credit to him. You got Kim Mulkey. She built Baylor into a powerhouse. She won last year at LSU. Her first go round. So credit to them. But what Don Stanley doing is is incredible. Like I said, ever since he got there, they've been undefeated. And you have to not only give her credit, but her players credit because they taking her coaching to heart, and she been where they wanted to get to. No, since I've been watching South Carolina, none none of their games wasn't exciting because they always had players who were exciting, like Asia Wilson, you know, Aaliyah Boston. Now they have this point guard number 12, man. Um, Yesterday, man, she just incredible. I don't want to butcher her name, but yeah, she's incredible, man. She can shoot, handle the ball very well. Um, I know she was probably watching Magic Johnson when she saw some tapes of Magic Johnson when she was growing up. She had that kind of feel for the game, and she can shoot the three. Her defense is great. Man, she just all around player, and and you wanna play for a Don Sterling because this is like Nick Saban. He had that effect on Alabama. Well, Don Staley had that effect on South Carolina women. She getting the top recruits. They're going to the draft. You know, man, the way she had them playing is incredible, man. Like when South Carolina when they played when they played LSU for the first time, it went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But South Carolina won the game at the end. Then I said, "Oh, I wanted to see them go at it again." Sure enough, they went back and forth again. The second time, South Carolina got them again. So, I mean, as long as she's there, they going to continue to win championships. She's on the verge of building her dynasty. She's not waiting. Her time is now, and that's how she came there. Her time is now. She put South Carolina women on the map, rightfully so. You don't even talk about the South Carolina men because the women get all the pub, rightfully so, because they winning. I think the men lost, so she holding South Carolina basketball program. Her and her players, they holding up the mantle. Who would you want to go see if you was a South Carolina fan? The men basketball team or the women basketball team? Me personally, I'm not a student, but I would rather see the women play. No disrespect to the men, but but men's sports always get the pub. And like I told you guys in my last video, that I'm all about supporting women's sports. And like I said, I'm more excited about the women's tournament than the men's tournament, because you see it. I mean, you see the men's tournament every year, and you see the women's tournament every year. So I'm just not that invested in the men's tournament, because we know who in it. So, and I do want Don Staley to continue beating these Hall of Fame coaches, so she could get the credit and her players could get the credit that they deserve, because they earned it and she set the standard. You know, losing in the first round, second round, that's unacceptable. We're about winning championships over here. Same thing with Gino. First round, second round. It's a failure for him and his team, because they have expectations. Championships, like I said, I've seen them. The wall that they have, and they put all the awards on that wall in the gym, and all the championships that came with it. Because one, he coaches girl hard. He coaches girls hard. He expected the best out of them. He got the best out of them, and then they in the WNBA. You look at Breonna Stewart when she was there, she won 4 titles. Before her it was Rebecca Lobo, Swim Cash. They won championship. Diana Taurasi, they won championship. So it's an expectation that you have to win the championship. That's the same where that's been the same at Alabama. Excuse me, guys. When you go to Alabama, you expect to win championships, not just win championships, but dominate teams while you're doing it. Show them that you're the best, and teams know you're the best. That's why when teams play Alabama or UConn or South Carolina women basketball teams, they can't make no mistakes, because they have to play the perfect game. They have to play the exact perfect game. Take time shots. No turnovers, and they relentless on defense. I saw the game yesterday. I had to turn it, man, because I already knew what was gonna happen. They was hitting on all cylinders. Whatever South Carolina wanted to do, the women, they did exactly what they wanted to do. So who gonna stop them, man? Nobody gonna stop them. I mean, this is their tournament to lose. I don't see it. Even when they have bad games, even when they have bad games or not playing well, they still find ways to win. Why is that? Because championship pedigree. We know teams gonna make their runs, and in basketball games, any sport for real, a team have momentum. They gonna snatch it right back. That's what they do. But yeah, Don Staley is on that path of building a dynasty, and we all have to enjoy the moment while she's there and while she getting the top girls and Gino and Mulkey, Kim Mulkey. They know that she's here and arrive and beat their schools twice, if I'm not mistaken. And so yeah, so like I said in my video, I don't want nobody to beat South Carolina in the women's tournament. I want to see them play UConn again. I do. To me, UConn women, they gonna beat the other teams. But if South Carolina play like how I know they can play, they gonna give them a go for their money. Well, Gino what? Yeah, 11 time champion. We know they're not gonna go down without a fight. LSU, they look kind. LSU women, they look kind of shaky. So they could get beat. They could get beat at any moment in time. They won their first 2 games. The opponent who they play next. Look at those 2 games and see. Oh, if we take timely shots and go to the basket, we could beat them. Because I think certain players are checked out. They they worried about going to the NBA. What's next? They've been there and done that. And then, they making, more money with the NLI deals. Rightfully so. Now let me talk about the NLI deal. It's been happening for a long time. Players in all sports been getting money. Football, basketball, because they care the sport. So if you want to top recruit, coaches, you know what you gotta do. You gotta pay players under the table, or tell your staff, hey, I want you to come to our university. Whether they got to pay you, you know, the whole the whole Louisville situation, you know, bring, have girls show you around, and you know what they do after that. I'm not gonna say you could use your own imagination, but you know what them girls do to to uh to convince players to come to their universities, and you damn right. I'm gonna take money if it can help me and my family. Yeah, I need this and this and this. Because if I was a different shade, they would give me the money. They would give me the money hands down. If I was a good player. See, but if I was if I was that skin color I was talking about, everything would be free for me. College, open doors, universities that I might not have got into. But hey, and the idea help out a lot of people that look like me, and I have no problem with, because, like I said, the TV contracts is always gonna be filled. The stands gonna be always filled. I mean, you look at when you go to a LSU football game at nighttime. You know how electric that is. I mean, I see it on TV a lot, but that's electric, man. Especially when they play in prime time. Alabama, Auburn game at nighttime. That's big, man. You know the state. You know the stands gonna be packed for that. It's gonna be yellow and purple, or or that crimson uh color that the Alabama fans wear. And what I like about LSU schedule, we gonna play the likes of UCLA. We're gonna play the likes of SC. We're gonna show them what we about. Do I have us winning that game? Absolutely, I do. But I'm not going to, disres- disrespect, UCLA or SC, because anything happen in the game. And like I said, my intention is focus on with the is with the team with the G on the helmet. Alabama, they're going through first year coaching, first year head coach. We'll see what he do. Will he will he pick up where Nick Saban left off, or will it take some time for him to get adjusted to the SEC? I think it's gonna take him some time to adjust to the SEC. But when he does, they gonna be right back in the mix. Good thing for him, he already have the quarterback. Already the quarterback at Alabama, he just gonna keep improving himself. Um, I think he need to work. I think he need to work on his throwing, because we know he can run. But in the NFL, when he goes to the NFL, he gonna have to use both. He gonna have to use his legs and his arm. He already can use his leg, and he could throw from the pocket a little bit. I just don't want him to. I don't want him. The first thing he do when he get in the NFL is take off. Now go through your progressions and hit your open receiver. If not, hit the check down. But he's a good player, so we'll see what they come back with. Um, so I'm excited about the football season when it comes back around college football. And that's that. Let me talk about the situation where they remove a referee because she got her degree from Chattanooga State University. Listen, I have a huge problem with that. The reason I have a huge problem with that is because it wasn't like she was going to determine the outcome. The players was on the court. The players was going to determine the outcome. Not her just because she went to Chattanooga State, but and I just read where they said if you went to a but if you went to that school, but if you went to that university, say something. If I say something, y'all not gonna let me do the game. Y'all, they pulled her just because she went to that school. She ain't committing no crime. She wasn't taking no money or anything. And y'all got on her for that. Where with all these higher position uh people, they get their money to the school. You don't say nothing. You don't say nothing about that. You glad for them to do that, the alumni, but you don't stop them from giving you money or giving you money for a facility that you need built to make your colleges look more presentable and more eye popping. Let's be real. Stop that. Now, if she was another shade, she would have stayed on the court. So why they couldn't dismiss miss why they couldn't dismiss that? So yeah, she got a degree. Big deal from Chattanooga State. What do you think she did? Or call the coach from Chattanooga and say, hey, tomorrow I'm gonna give y'all all the favorable calls. Even the ones I know that should be fouled. I'm a overlook them so y'all can get all the advantages. That's not right. She did nothing to that effect. And does she have a lawsuit? I say so because you stopped her from earning a living. They so quick to to pull referees or to take something that an athlete works so hard for. A la Reggie Bush. He worked so hard. He worked hard. He played his heart out for USC. What they do? They took his Heisman Trophy back because he took money. Like I said, if I was a football player or a basketball player, I would take money. I would. You you had me at your university for 4 years, for 4 or 3 years. So I'm gonna get mine, just like you gonna get yours. Like I said, the jury the stadium's always gonna be filled. I'm my jersey's gonna be in the stores. Uh, they coming to see us. They not coming to see the president. They don't even know the president, or they don't know any of the alumni. Come on, man. Just like Jalen Rose said, man, when he went over there to Europe and they was playing uh, your basketball team, he said that's when he knew that he was no longer a student. He was a professional because over there in Europe, the basketball players was getting paid. They wasn't because they was in college and the NL deal didn't come about yet. Well, we all knew what they was doing. These boosters, recruits, we all knew because that's part of the game. So what if you're a coach? You gotta break the you gotta break the recruit. You gotta get that recruit or recruits. You're not worried about taking getting scholarships taken away. You're worried about winning. You're worried about winning now. It's all about the now. If you ain't in the now, far as college sportsman being as a coach, you way behind. Like I said, Coach Kyle, he was the first one to embrace the one and done rule. He did it. So he had his guys, and his guys they they played there 2 years. Next year they was entering the draft. He knew he knew where they wanted to go. He wasn't gonna stop them from going. So he did it. Um, but all you gonna say why he do that? Why he broke the rule? He can't do this. He can't do that. Listen, it's all about compete. You want that player or players that come to your school. You gonna have to reach. You gonna have to ask them what they want and get it and be able to get it for them. Say, hey, you want you? I give you a car. I get you your own apartment. Whatever you have to do to get that kid to sign on the dotted line, that's what you do because you gonna have you will you would have had before you retire. You would have had Nick Saban knocking at his door. You would have had you would have Brian Kelly knocking at his door, and all the other programs knocking at his door. Say what they offer you. Well, we can offer you this and this and this, and they will flip him from your school to their school. And just like I was watching the pivot, and Channing Crowder, he asked Jay Daniels, he said, why you left Arizona State? He said because Coach Herm left, Coach Herm got fired, and he wanted to go somewhere else. Just so happened that LSU called him, and he went down there. He came to LSU. Um, Struggled this first year, but the last 2 years he got better at throwing the football. Reading coverages and improving on his game. Plus, Arizona State they come on they come on they come on late where you play in the SEC. The game was over at like 11 o'clock. If it's a night game, now if it's a 3:30 game, probably over at I'm gonna just say 8 o'clock. So in the SEC, it's the best conference. I mean, you get sent, you on TV every week. You going up against top notch quarterbacks. Not saying that. Not saying when he was at Arizona State, he didn't do that. And also, he said he had a lot. He had a lot going on. You know. That's why he left Arizona State, and that's why you look at him now. He's one. He's number two or number three or on some draft boards because of what he did. Had he not put in that work, had he just been a running quarterback, he would have been probably second round pick. But credit to him, he worked on the storm. Um, he ran the ball second. He went through his progressions, and he was just making plays with his arm. Yeah, we know Caleb Williams should should be the outright number one guy. But let's say somebody had J. Let's say somebody wanted JD um, to be the number one pick. You know, him and Caleb, they right there. But I do want the Bears to take Caleb Williams so we could take JD. So we all know this. Like I said before, compared to they're gonna be compared throughout their careers. Whether one of them a bust, one of them still in the league, it happens. I'm not saying that one or both gonna be a bust. I'm not saying that. It depends on how they do. Not only how they do and what the team put around them. We all know this football. Yes, the quarterback gonna have the ball in his hands because he's the quarterback. But what his offensive line could do, what his receivers could do. So that's what it's about. Let me see, man. Let me see. So, like I said, like I told you guys before, it's quiet on the football front right now. But when the draft kick off, I will be watching the draft and give you guys more football content. And when OTAs, I give you guys the day to day. on what we doing, how we looking. We know the defense gonna be ahead of the offense and things like that. But my advice to GD will be, you know, talk to RG3, talk to Chase Young, ask him what it's like to be here. You know, so that's what he should ask ask them. You know, because they didn't pick up RG3. They didn't give RG3 a second contract. They gave him, they let him play out his full 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 contract. After that, after them 3 years was up, he was benched, and by his fifth year, he was out. You know, Chase Young had a damn good first rookie year. Second year, he got hurt. That year he was recovering. Montez Sweat shown that he was the man. Not saying Chase wasn't, but let's be real, Montez outplayed Chase. He did while he was hurt. And I looked at Montez numbers. I said, them Ryan Kerrigan numbers that he putting up. That's what Montez was putting up. So every I like what the Bears did. Every move that Ryan Pohl made, he knew that he had to make the Bears better. He got Montez for last year. He got DJ Moore last year. This time he got Keenan Allen in the trade. He also got DeAndre Swift. So the Bears are in a good position. All they need to do is draft Caleb Williams and and you know go forward from there. Um, will the Bears win the North? Right now, I have Green Bay, and who else I have? I have the Lions 1 and 2. Um, so we'll see what the Bears gonna do. Um, I don't have I don't have no I don't have no faith in the Vikings because yeah, Andy Dalton, he's a veteran. But at this point, we all know what Andy Dalton represents. He is a backup. He's not a starter. He had early on. He had some good moments in his career when it was with the Bengals. But he can never get them. She can never get them beyond the first round of the playoff. And so that's why he constantly is a backup. Yeah, sure. What if I can get a quarterback? I believe so. I believe they should draft Michael Penix. If he's there, I have to look at where where they draft, what number pick they are in the draft. If if Michael Penix there take, because I believe he has all the tools. Don't let that national championship leave a sour taste in your mouth. Uh, he had a bad game. I mean, all quarterbacks have a bad game. Not just the quarterbacks, but the receivers, the running back, all of them. What John Harbaugh did, he built Michigan like an SEC team. That's what he did. That's what Ohio State do as well. It's not a knock, but they they know what's going on. They know they gotta get guys from these other cities and other states to compete with us. They know it. You know. So it's gonna be interesting also to see to see how just to see how Justin Herbert take to John Harbaugh. John Harbaugh, he was the one who started Colin Kaepernick over Alex Smith when Alex Smith was hurt. He put Colin Kaepernick in the game, never looked back. So and they lost Keenan Allen to the Bears. They lost Austin Eckler to us. They lost Mike Williams to the Jets. So they just starting over. I believe if Khalil Mack didn't reduce his contract, he would have been released too. They paid Herbert, so Herbert not going anywhere. But this is time. This is time now. If Herbert wanna prove that he belong to the that he belong with the elites, this is time to prove it and show it. Or will he be like Josh Allen? Have talent to win regular season games, but when you face a guy, but when you face a guy who always standing your way, can you beat him? That's yet to be seen of Justin Herbert. To Josh Allen cannot do that because everything Josh Allen and the Bills wanted last year, they accomplished it. And what happened? And what happened? Patrick Mahomes beat him in his own place. So it's no matter where Mahomes play at Arrowhead in Buffalo, he still beat you. Now, if Joe Burrow come back 100% healthy, he beat you as well. He will beat you as well. So, like I said, Josh Allen not the top three quarterback. To be a top three quarterback, you gotta beat guys like Patrick Mahomes or Joe Burrow. You gotta beat those guys and Jalen Hurts. If you can't beat them guys, you're not at the bottom. I give you like seven. I give you like 6 or 7, but you're not the elite guys. Um, also I'm excited about to see what Justin Fields going to do. Like I said, I don't agree with Mike Tomlin just naming Russell Wilson the starter outright. I know why he did it, but he did it because based on his name and what Russ did. Can't do that. You gotta compete for the you should have made him compete for the job. Not not just give it to him. But if you Justin Fields, during this time learning the playbook, um, go with Russ. Meet the guys, throw with the guys, so you can have the opportunity as well, and show them every practice y'all have in the spring that I'm competing and that I could beat Russ out. Even though Russ 35 and you 25, you had a more upside, and you know, and the Bears, despite of or not, they rooting for you because if you play 51% of the snaps, they turn that pick into a fourth pick. So they want you. They want you to beat them out. They want you to play. And to show the Bears, hey, y'all gave up on me too soon. Watch this. Watch me win this job. Watch me be the Steelers starter. You do that, then they probably second guess themselves. Like if Caleb Williams struggle, what you will at some point in time this year, no rookie quarterback or no rookie period coming to the league, um, don't have don't have a bad game because that's part of the job. You have your ups and you have your ups and your downs as a pro. But how you handle that gonna say a lot about you. So I think Bo Nix. I think he's going to. I could see Bo Nix in Denver. I could see him in Denver. I could see J.J. McCarthy. I could see him in Denver as well because those the type of quarterbacks that Sean Payton like. Now, like I said, I'm proud of Russell Wilson how he handled this because, like I said in my video before, and Russ yelled back at him, Russ would have been in the wrong. But Russ ain't do none of that. Russ ain't give him the satisfaction. When you a kid, coming up, you do something wrong, you take your tongue lash from your parents or your brother. You just take the tongue lash, move on. You know that's not gonna be the first or the last time they yell at you, but you make sure you do everything not to do it again because you don't want it. So Sean Payton could get this guy. Russ is, Russ is in Pittsburgh. I hope they play. I hope they're on the schedule. Denver. I hope Denver is on Pittsburgh's schedule so Russ can play and Russ could beat Denver and say, "Oh, I got you. You did all this, all that, and and if Denver are on Pittsburgh's schedule, I know what Russ gonna say. It's just another game. That's bull. You know it's not just another game. You want your get back. You want your get back, Russ. So that's your opportunity to get your get back. Just like Nathaniel Hackett when the Jets played Denver. Why you think them guys played extra hard for Nathaniel Hackett? Because one, they know he got fired. Two, he wasn't ready to be a head coach, and three, what Sean Payton said about it. Not only the coach Nathaniel Hackett remember that, but the players remember that as well. They said, "Nah, we're gonna play our best. We're gonna play our best game." As players always do, they play their best game. But you know it was extra. You know it was. So when Pitts, I mean, so when Russ see Denver, it's gonna be extra. He gonna be motivated. He gonna try to embarrass him, and I don't blame him. And that's your way of sticking it to him. Say, "Oh, I should still be here." But the one cool thing is, hey, they still got to pay Russ his money. So if the the Steelers win and they still got to pay Russ his money, that's a win-win for us. And I would say to Arthur Smith, use 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 the guys that you have because the Pittsburgh Steelers they always drafted well on the defensive and they always had a good running back. They always had good receivers. Those three positions, the green, those positions, the Steelers always hit them. Always did. So Arthur Smith, you have to use the guys that's around you. You have to know that you have a number one receiver. Throw it to him. Throw it to him. Don't have guys out there that you drafted when you was in Atlanta and not use them. Look at Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts gonna have the best year of his career. Drake London gonna have the best year of his career. Why? Because you not there. You're not there. That's one. And two, when the quarterback did give it to him, they made some good plays. Why they had the ball there? So we'll see how Arthur Smith work out work out with the Steelers. Because if you don't do well, Arthur Smith, they will boo you at um a Penguins game. They would. Just like they did just like they did their other offensive coordinator. They boo him. You're not gonna be no different. Maybe not your first year, maybe not your second year, but if you struggle with this skill group, yeah, they gonna boo you like Matt Canada, like they did Matt Canada at a Penguins game. So I think LSU women, I think, like I said, the way they look, it's only a matter of time before they get beat. I believe that because they in close ball games. They ain't really turn it on. They don't really turn it on until second half. Let's say they beat this team. They beat this team, and then they play another top notch team. And that team gonna beat them. Like I said, if your shot now falling for the other team, go straight to the basket. You'll get fouled, and run them and have tempo in your game plan because tempo, that's another way you could beat them. Run up the court real fast, get in your sets. That's how you beat LSU women. And like I said, you know, they checked out. Some of them, or not all of them, checked out. Um, just like Bill Self said, he worried about next year. Why you worried about next year when you plan when you playing in the tournament, you playing in the game. You talk about, you wanna have older guys on your squad. What you doing? Um all these coaches always told their players focus on the court. Don't get in trouble. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't think about nothing else but the game. But yeah, you think about next year recruiting. To me, that's saying you're not all in. You're not invested. And your players when your players invested in you, you're not giving your all to them. But you want your players to give but you want your players to give their all to you. You want them to be committed. But you're heading out in the game. If you're heading out in the game, step down. Let somebody else take over. That's what I'm saying, man. Some of these coaches who think like that, step down, man. Call a press conference and say, "Look, I can't do it no more. I've been coaching multiple years, and I had enough." Coach Kyle getting burned out. Bill Self getting burned out. Um, Gino don't look burned out. He don't, but you know, it's like having having two bullies on the block. They they still UConn women. They still the bully. They are. But when they go up against South Carolina, that's the other bully that punched them in the mouth and say, "Nah, it's our time. We here, and we're taking over." And rightfully so, they've been doing it. Credit to them because they had, Don Staley and the women and her women basketball players. They making South Carolina money just like UConn women was doing. Now on the men's side they have Dan Haley. He bringing them back to back to formidable, respectable. So I think UConn men gonna win the men's tournament, and I think South Carolina women gonna win the women's tournament. Just by how they play and how focused they are. I don't see nobody beating them. Now, did that happen? Okay. But I don't see nobody play. I don't see nobody beating them now when they are on their A game. Even if they don't have the A game, they can play their B game, and they still can beat you. Yeah, they still can beat you. So it is what it is. And on that note, I'm out of here. Till next time. Peace.